we have to check if triangle EDA is congruent to AFB. We have given on this diagram that angle A is right angle and angle E is right angle. So if we extend segment BA and DE, we have two parallel lines. Why? Because line BA cut AE and we have right angle, and DE cut AE. If we extend this AE segment in, and we have right angle too. How we have this? We have this from alternate interior angles converse. If two lines are cut by transversals, so DE and BA our two lines, and the transversal will be AE now, so the alternate interior angles are congruent, and because angle DEF is right angle and angle BAF is right angle, it means that angle on the other side FA will be right angle too, because we have straight angle here. So if we have here 90 degrees, because right angle has 90 degrees, on the other side we have to have 90 degrees too, because 180 minus 90 degrees is 90 degrees. So we have that alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So BA and DE are parallel. So let me write this, that BA is parallel to DE, and we have this from alternate interior angles converse. So if these two lines are parallel, now if we extend AD, we have another transversal, and this transversal cut these two parallel lines. So now from alternate interior angles theorem we have that angle, this angle is congruent and that angle are congruent. So let me put that this is 1 and this is 2, and we have that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 by alternate interior angles theorem. Because if two parallel lines are cut by transversal, then the pairs of alternate interior angles are congruent, and we know that alternate interior angles are angles which are between these two parallel lines and on the opposite sides of our transversal. So we have that these two angles are congruent, because we have here that we have right angle. It means that on the other side we have right angle too, because these two angles are supplementary angles. If this angle has 90 degrees, So on the other side we have to have 90 degrees too, because we have straight angle here. So the measure of straight angle is 180 degrees. So we have that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And now this triangle BAC is right triangle, and triangle AED is right triangle. And because these two angles are congruent and this angle is right angle, the same like in triangle AED, it means that angle B must be congruent to angle DAE. This angle is congruent to that angle. We know this by third angles theorem. Why? Because if two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the third angles are also congruent. So we can write that angle, let's put that this is, we have 1, 2, so here will be 3 and 4. Angle 3 is congruent to angle 4 by third angles theorem. We have that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and angle ACB is congruent to AED. So angle 4 is congruent to angle 3 by third angles theorem. So now, again, by third angles theorem, we have that angle EDA, angle 2, which I mark that this is angle 2, is congruent to angle AFB, to this angle. This angle is congruent to angle 2 and to angle 1. Why? Because we have that in triangle AFD, angles 4 and E are congruent to triangle AFB. In triangle AFB we have the same angle 3 and angle A. So we can write that angle AFB is congruent to angle 2, and we know that angle 2 is congruent to angle 1 too, but it's enough that angle AFB is congruent to angle 2. Why? One more time. Because in triangle EDA and triangle AFB, we have that angle E is congruent to angle A, and angle B is congruent to angle DAE, to that angle DAE. So again, by third angles theorem, we got that angle AF B is congruent to angle D, or I made this angle 2. So I can write this is congruent to angle D. So now if we have two angles and side between these two angles are congruent, so we have by angle, side, angle, congruence postulate, that triangle EDA is congruent to triangle AFB, because we have this two angles congruent to that two angles, sides between these two angles are congruent. We have given this that we can write in parentheses that AF side is congruent to ED. It was given. So this is my solution.